What if I told you that the delicate creature hovering above your garden pond is not engaged in a peaceful dance, but is actually executing one of the most ruthless, mathematically perfect algorithms in the natural world? When you step outside into the golden warmth of a summer afternoon and see a dragonfly suspended in the heavy air, probably think you are witnessing a moment of tranquil stillness. You believe it is merely resting, waiting passively for a mosquito to drift by. But what if everything you have been taught to believe about this mesmerizing insect is a complete fabrication? You are not looking at a wandering bug enjoying a gentle breeze. You are standing face to face with an apex aerial assassin, a biological supercomputer actively overlaying a lethal geometrical grid onto your peaceful backyard. That motionless hover is not rest. It is a state of hyper-vigilant cognitive processing. For generations, we have fundamentally misunderstood the nature of these backyard visitors. The widely accepted narrative, the one we casually accept as absolute truth, is that insects are simple, active organisms driven entirely by basic instincts and blind luck. We assume a dragonfly hunts the same way a frog catches a fly, merely waiting for an unfortunate victim to blunder into its immediate field of sight before launching an uncoordinated attack. This prevailing myth paints them as chaotic foragers, stumbling blindly through the air and relying on statistical probability to secure their next meal. We look at their erratic darting motions and assume they are being buffeted by the wind, or simply reacting frantically to visual stimuli in real time. We project our own understanding of basic animal behavior onto them, convinced their tiny brains are incapable of anything beyond simple stimulus and response. We have been conditioned to view them through a lens of biological simplicity, reducing an evolutionary masterpiece to a mere garden decoration. But this assumption is not just slightly inaccurate. It is a profound insult to over 300 million years of relentless evolutionary refinement. To shatter this illusion forever, we must dive deeply into the astonishing realm of neuroethology, where the microscopic architecture of the dragonfly brain reveals a terrifyingly brilliant reality. When a dragonfly locks its massive eyes onto a target, it does not simply chase it. Chasing is a strategy for amateurs. A dragonfly utilizes a highly advanced cognitive mechanism known scientifically as predictive interception. This is the exact same mathematical calculus utilized by modern military defense systems and guided missiles to intercept supersonic targets in midair. Inside that incredibly tiny neural network, specifically within a microscopic cluster of just 16 highly As a mosquito subtly alters its erratic flight path, the dragonfly is not looking at where the prey is currently located. It is instantaneously calculating complex spatial vectors, actively factoring in the target's trajectory, its current velocity, the angle of descent, and even the subtle crosswinds drifting through your garden foliage. It builds a continuously updating, forward-looking spatial model in its mind, anticipating the precise three-dimensional coordinate where the prey will be in the next fraction of a second, and navigates directly to that future point in space with terrifying precision. This is not instinct, 95%. This is high-speed cognitive geometry in its purest form. While a great white shark captures its prey roughly 50% of the time, the dragonfly boasts an independently confirmed kill rate of 95%. It is, by a massive biological margin, the most efficient and lethal predator on planet Earth. When it initiates an aerial dogfight, it executes independent control over each of its 4 transparent wings, constantly adjusting the pitch, angle, and phase to generate unparalleled lift and thrust. But the true secret, The profound psychological realization that fundamentally alters how we perceive these creatures forever lies in the specific mental state required to execute such flawless mechanics. The dragonfly operates in an exclusive realm of high-speed, stoic mindfulness. Amidst the chaotic swirling of autumn leaves, the blinding glare of the afternoon sun, and the erratic, distracting movements of thousands of other insects, it must achieve absolute cognitive silence. It actively filters out all irrelevant environmental noise, achieving a singular, Zen-like focus on one specific biological vector. This is exactly why it hovers. That silent suspension in the air is the ultimate physical manifestation of supreme mental clarity. By choosing your specific garden as its personal hunting ground, the dragonfly is actually interacting deeply with the microhabitat you have created. It requires a perfectly stable, thriving ecosystem with specific thermal updrafts and varied vegetation to support its rigorous demands. Its presence is never a random coincidence. It is an ecological validation of your efforts. It proves conclusively that the sanctuary you have cultivated is rich, balanced, and vibrant enough to sustain the ultimate apex predator. You are not just casually observing nature from your porch. You are actively providing the necessary tactical theater for a daily masterclass in aerial superiority. So, the very next time you step onto your patio with your coffee and witness that familiar hover, I want you to look closer. Strip away the illusion of a simple, wandering bug. Acknowledge the invisible, lethal geometry being drawn in the air right in front of your eyes. You are standing in the presence of an ancient intelligence, a creature that embodies the perfect synthesis of explosive power and absolute cognitive stillness. It forces us to ask a profound question about the spaces we inhabit. If an organism this mathematically perfect has deemed your garden worthy of its ultimate focus, what other unseen marvels are unfolding beneath your nose? Just waiting for you to stop, breathe, and pay attention? Tomorrow, when you hear the rustle of leaves, remember this hidden world. To gently continue decoding the secret language of nature, join us by subscribing.